My name is Donna. And what if I told you there's one simple thing you can do just 5 minutes before an interview that will make every single one of your answers stronger? I'm not kidding. I guarantee it. Let's get into it. You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. The interviewer asks something like, "So, tell me about a time you handled a tough project," and poof, your mind just goes completely blank. All those amazing things you've done, those detailed stories you prepared, they just evaporate right when you need them most. It is such a frustrating experience. But what if there was a way to stop that from ever happening again? A simple science-backed trick to prevent that mental block. And listen, this isn't about memorizing a script. Nope. This is about getting your brain ready to perform when the pressure is on. And that is exactly what we're going to break down today. I call it the 5-minute memory hack. And honestly, it's gonna be your new secret weapon. This is the very last thing you do before you walk into that interview, whether it's online or in person. The process itself is so simple. First, you just find a quiet spot. It could be your car, a corner in the lobby, anywhere you can get a moment of focus. Then, for the next 5 minutes, you're gonna actively think about your key stories. And I don't mean just listing them. I mean mentally walk through the details. What was the exact number on that big project? What was that one challenge you had to overcome? The whole goal here is to pull those details right to the surface of your mind, so they're ready to go the second you need them. Now, you might be thinking, Donna, that sounds way too simple to actually work, but there is real psychology behind why it's so incredibly effective. And it all comes down to how our memory is wired. Okay, so think of your long-term memory like a giant, messy attic. All your career history, every project, it's all up there somewhere. But when you're stressed out in an interview, trying to find one specific detail is like digging through dusty old boxes in the dark. It's disorganized, it's hard to access quickly. This little hack is how you move those important stories out of that messy attic and into your short-term memory. And this process actually has a name. It's called memory priming. You're basically taking those important files out of storage and laying them out neatly on your desk, ready to grab. Your brain is now primed to access that info instantly, without that stressful search. The key here is you're not learning anything new. You're just making what you already know super easy to find. But let's be real. All this awesome mental prep is completely useless if you can't even get your foot in the door. Before you can prime your memory for the interview, you have to get past the first big hurdle, the resume screen. And there's a huge digital wall that most people don't even know they're hitting. So here's a pretty wild statistic. A staggering 75% of resumes get rejected by automated software, applicant tracking systems or ATS, before a real person ever even lays eyes on them. That means your perfect experience could be getting thrown in the digital trash by a robot. And that's the hard truth, right? You could be the most qualified person in the world with perfectly primed stories ready to go, but it means nothing if your resume can't get past that first automated check. And that actually brings me to our sponsor, who has a brilliant solution for this exact problem. Our sponsor, MobileCV.ai, is built specifically to beat those ATS bots. It uses AI to create a perfectly optimized resume for you in about a minute, using professional templates that the bots can actually read and understand. You can even turn your LinkedIn profile directly into a polished, ATS-friendly PDF. And the best part? There are no subscriptions. You get 3 free credits to start. You don't even need a credit card. It's a fantastic tool to make sure your skills actually get seen by a human being. Okay. So once your amazing ATS-optimized resume gets you in the door for that interview, let's talk about the real payoff of using the memory hack. Because it goes way beyond just remembering facts. It actually transforms your entire presence. This is what we're aiming for. When you're not frantically trying to remember details, your answers become so much more clear, so much more powerful. You can actually focus on delivering your story with real impact, making it easy for the interviewer to see just how valuable you are. So what's the result of all this? It's a total game changer for your interview performance. Your answers are tight and well-structured, you're recalling key details in an instant. All of this preparation drastically cuts down on your anxiety, which means your overall confidence just skyrockets. You're going to walk out of that room knowing you absolutely nailed it. So I'm going to leave you with a question so you can put this into practice right away. Just think about your career for a second. What's the #1 project or accomplishment that you are most proud of? That's it. That's the first story you should prime before your very next interview.